everyone, welcome to our show, Mancoms Mocha, a show where we discuss all kinds of ideas and topics in English to improve your language and expand your knowledge. I'm your host, Jannah, and today I'm joined by my dear friend and coworker, Gardenia. Gardenia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be your first guest, and I hope we'll have a good time.
We're so glad to have you. First off, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as we've already said, my name is Gardenia. I work as the head of the marketing department at Mancoms. I'm also a teacher assistant in our English courses, and I'm currently working on honing my skills on video and photo editing.
That's an impressive set of skills. We're so glad to have you today.
Thank you.
I must add, it's great that you mentioned the English courses. A lot of our viewers might not know that here at Mancoms Institute, we provide a wide range of English courses for all kinds of learners and specifically Arab learners. And, throughout our journey on the team, we've been noticing something.
That's right. We're noticing a pattern with our Arab students when learning English, a famously confusing and inconsistent language.
That's true.
So we've compiled a little list of some of the common mistakes English learners make when they learn English.
That's true. And there's a little bit of them. I think I'm going to go first with the first mistake that a lot of people make, a lot of Arab learners make when they're learning English, and it's probably one of the most common ones. And it's confusing there, and there, the three words, because they sound so similar. And I'll start with the easiest, and it's there, spelled They apostrophe re.
Yeah.
It's the easiest, and it's basically just a shortened version of they are. So instead of saying they're going to the park, they are going to the park. It still makes sense if you say they are instead of there. The second is spelled there, spelled There. It is commonly used to mean over there, in that place, or to state a fact, but we're not going to go into that right now. So you could say the book is over there on the table. The last one is there, spelled Their. So it's used to say that something belongs to a group of people. The dog is barking. Their dog is barking. So the dog belongs to them. A really easy way to distinguish between those three words is by this one simple sentence. They're putting their books over there. If you just memorize the positions of the words, you'll be able to tell the difference between them pretty quickly.
That's very interesting. And I really love the way you give tips on how to tell which one to use or write in English.
Thanks, I tried my best. What do you have for us today?
Okay, so I prepared a similar example to the one you just mentioned. I've noticed a lot of people mistake between your and your when writing English. And even native English speakers make these mistakes. So I don't want anyone to feel bad about this. But first, I think it will be helpful to explain what an apostrophe is.
Oh, that's right. That's a very good idea. So, very easy stuff. An apostrophe is a punctuation mark. All right. It has two main jobs. The first one is to indicate the possessive form, but we're not going to go into that right now. If you want us to talk about this, you can tell us in the comments and we'll mention it in a future episode. But the other job, which is the one we're focusing on today, is contraction. Contraction is when two words are shortened and put together to make one word. In this case, the apostrophe acts as a placeholder. It replaces a letter in one of the words to join them together. Think do not, don't, will not, won't. Usually, one of the letters is taken out, like in don't, you take out the O, and in place of it is an apostrophe. And that is contraction.
Yeah. Exactly. Since we just talked about contraction, I start with your, spelled Y-O-U apostrophe R-E.
That's great.
This word describes what are you doing or what you are. And just like you mentioned earlier about they are. You can quickly figure out if you're using it correctly. If replacing your to you are. If I say you're going to be late, you can replace it, you are going to be late. And the sentence still makes sense.
That's true.
As for your, spelled Y-O-U-R, similar to there, it's a possessive adjective.
That's true.
It shows that something belongs to you. it's in the same family as my, his, her, and
Yeah, that's
their.
true.
So it describes something you own or something associated with you, like your house, your cat, your car, something. If you want to test if you're using it correctly, just replace it with my and see if it still makes sense, even if the meaning changes. So, is this your jacket? You can replace it with, is this my jacket? And it's correct.
Oh yeah, it still makes sense. That's a really nice way of explaining the difference between them and how to tell when to use each one. I think I'm gonna go next with another mistake some people make, and it's a really easy one, but a lot of people make mistakes with it. Although once you learn the difference between them, it's really easy to distinguish what to use. I'm gonna talk about when to use an and a to talk about things that are non-specific. Specifically singular things that are non-specific. The trick to understand a and an is actually really easy, and it's pretty straightforward. You have to forget about how the word is written or spelled. You need to focus entirely on the sound. So you use a when the next word starts with a consonant sound. So B, C, D, F, G, etc. All the other consonants, like a cat, a house, a big apple, a car. You get the point. As for an, you use it when the next word starts with a vowel sound. So A, E, I, O, U. Those are our vowels. I'd like to mention that the only reason that we say an, or like we put the N, is just to make things easier to say. So if you say apple, it's going to be a little bit harder to say. It's going to be harder to pronounce. But when you say an apple, it flows better. It's easier to pronounce. So an apple, an egg, an island,
an
all those.
Orange, an umbrella.
Yes, exactly. Now, it might seem a little daunting at first, but it's actually really easy once you master this one little trick, and it's like a secret rule. This is where most learners get confused, and you must listen to the sound at the beginning of the word, not the letter. There are two traps people usually fall into when they are learning this trick, and it's the H and the U letters. So you need to pay attention to the sound that the word is starting in. So if a word starts with the letter H, you have the word house. So the first sound that the word house is starting in is ha. It's a consonant. So you can say a house because it's a consonant. But if we're saying, for example, hour, the word hour starts with a. It's a vowel sound. So you must say an hour. Very easy stuff. Same thing goes for the letter U. If you're saying a university, you must say a because the letter Y at the beginning of university is a consonant. But if you're saying, for example, an umbrella, you need to say an umbrella because the U sound at the beginning is a vowel. And that's the easiest way you can tell the difference between them.
That's such an easy way of explaining it.
Thank you.
I doubt anyone will mess those up now. And I just wanted to mention or add that a lot of people mistake with an a with the.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Or generally just can't figure out exactly when to use it.
That's true.
You always use an a when you're talking about something non-specific or something you mentioned for the first time, and they only with the singular and countable nouns.
That's true.
Just like the example you mentioned earlier, so you can say, I need a phone.
That's true.
It's something, it's non-specific.
That's true.
You need a phone, any phone. When it comes to that, you tend to use it when both you and listener know exactly what you mean or what you specific thing you are talking about. And not just that, but it works for singular, plural, and uncountable nouns. I must add that there are specific rules on when to use it. The first one is second mentioned. So you could say, I saw a movie last night. The movie was hilarious. And you used that because you already mentioned the movie.
That's true.
You say the moon because of its uniqueness. There's only one moon.
There's only one moon, that's true.
Only one moon.
I think...
It's just a joke.
I think you also use it with superlatives. Is that right? All right.
Definitely.
So like he's the tallest person in the room. It's the best pizza I've ever had. You use that because it's the most thing. It's a superlative.
Also, when we're talking about geographic group,
oh, that's right.
We use it for plural names like the Netherlands, the United States,
That's true.
or for mountain ranges or ocean like the Rockies, the Atlantic.
All right. That's perfect. Thank you so much. That was a really good explanation. I doubt anyone is gonna, mistake these three together again.
So just to recap, you use an and a when you're talking about something non-specific or anything in general, and that when you're talking about something more specific or being specific.
That's true. All right. As we drink the last sip of our cup of coffee, it seems we have reached the end of our very first episode. We talked about some mistakes that are commonly made by English learners and how to successfully distinguish between them easily. I'd really like to know what are some mistakes you've heard or possibly made before, and it would be really awesome if you tell us in the comments below, and we'll see you next episode. I guess.
Yeah.
Have a good day.